to my channel. Do you feel invisible? Do you feel like you're an invisible nail technician because you cannot get anybody to click that book now button? Do you feel like you served at least one or two people, but somehow that is all you're getting, one or two people? Most of us start out by serving our friends and our family, but really our friends and our family is just not enough for us to build a business, and you feel invisible. You look and it looks as if other nail techs are busy and they're booked and they're posting, not accepting new clients, and here you are sitting down, twiddling your thumbs, feeling invisible. Well, in today's show, we're going to be talking about what that feels like to be feeling invisible and what to do about it. We have all at some point or another felt invisible as a nail technician. Do you feel invisible sometimes? Like, how is it that nobody knows I even exist? And it's so easy for that to happen because there's so many nail technicians out there in the space. And how do they find you in the midst of everyone else? You're not really invisible. What happened is you have placed yourself in an ocean of nail technicians, and what is happening is your ideal client can't find you because you're all mixed up on the inside there. Let's see how to fix that for you. So let's talk about it. You're feeling invisible. What do we do about feeling invisible? It's like when you play hide and seek as a child and you go and find a child. Chances are you know exactly where that child is hiding. Now, the thing is for you, how do we now equate that to our industry as a nail technician? You are going to have to be very creative and look for ways for your ideal client to find you. Drop some clues, drop some hints. And when you drop your clues and your hints, you have to bear in mind too, what will resonate with your customer? What is it that you're doing that's going to resonate with them, that they pick up the clues that you're dropping so that they can find you in the midst of the ocean of other nail technicians? So before you get discouraged, I want you to consider three things. It's not about you not being talented enough, It's about you just not knowing how to go about looking for and attracting that client. So let's say it's you. Put yourself in the shoe of the customer. What is it that you're looking for when you go through the produce section? You look for your preferred vegetable. You don't look for canned goods in the produce section. You look for produce. So it stands to reason that if you are trying to attract customers, stand out in your industry, in that environment. Now, how do you want to do that? First of all, you have to know what a customer is looking for. Yes, it looks like everybody is looking for what you're doing. But if you are not finding people attracted to what you are doing, it could be that you're either in the wrong audience, you're advertising to the wrong audience, or you're offering what you think people want, but not necessarily what people want. And so what happened is you are invisible. You are not being seen by the people you want to see you. That's one thing. Now, the next thing is when you want to attract your client, your specific clientele, and you're feeling invisible, are you in the spaces where your ideal client is going to show up? What I've come to realize, and you may as well realize, that while you're posting on social media, do you know sometimes your ideal customer may not be on social media? And so you have to find ways to reach them offline. And that's where, for the most part, word of mouth comes in, or go to the spaces where they would frequent, like hashtag, right? Like Google. Find the spaces where your customers frequent. Now, I know on the social sites, most of us would post our work, our business in those spaces. But when you really look at it, the majority of people in those spaces are us. They're not necessarily the people who we're looking for. So, um, my clientele are business persons, right? And the majority of them don't have social media accounts. I was going to say TikTok. A lot of them don't have social media accounts. And even if they see a post on these social platforms, a lot of times I have found that it's posts that was shared from someone else. So I have to now know where to go to find them and how best to communicate with them. Where are they hanging out? They might be hanging out at hashtag Chamber of Commerce. They might be hanging out at hashtag what successful people do, or hashtag where successful people go. You understand what I mean? So sometimes we are feeling invisible because we are not in the spaces where our customers frequent. And then let's say you're in the space where your ideal client is, because that was pretty much my ideal client, which is in the executive space. But let's say your ideal client, Gen Xers maybe. And so you have to advertise. Put yourself in the spaces where they are so that they can find you. Now, for the most part, when we research anything, typically a lot of us, we surf at night, we browse at night, we hang out at night on our phones. And if we can't find you there, if your ideal client cannot find you there, then that's a client you probably lost. And where is there? Can they find you on these all the social spaces and probably on Google? Can they find reviews about your business that customers would have shared? If you are not in these spaces, you are invisible to your potential customer, because you have to make yourself findable to these customers. Then there's a little bit of the science behind it. What makes a person click your Book Now button? You have to give them a reason to select you. What value are you bringing to them? And now let me break that down a little bit, because it does not necessarily mean you have to have all the flashy, trendy, all the designs on a nail. That's not necessarily what everyone is looking for. Depending on your ideal client now, you have to identify what is it that resonates with them. You may find people who need all the trendy stuff and they love the bells and whistles, but you may also find those who they just want clean, neat nails because they're a mom, because they're a business executive, because maybe their job does not allow them to have long nails. So when you are feeling invisible, take into consideration where you are showing up. You may be showing up in the wrong spaces where people can't find you, where they can't see you, because there is enough customers out there for all of us. But I would visit this statement a lot. Being a nail technician is more than doing nails. And then I will add to that, marketing or advertising your business is more than just posting on social media. So what should you post when you post on social media? So let's say I like to use analogy. So let's say we have a recipe. And the first thing you see is the finished product. That's your nail. And you want to know maybe the nutritional value of the meal that you saw in this picture, which is in some cases, if a person is along that line in their life, they want to know the nutritional value. They want to know how long it's going to take to prepare this meal, how many persons this meal can serve, and so on. So it is with your business, your nail business. What can you share about your business that's going to resonate with your ideal client? Suppose your ideal client wants to working by appointment only works best for them. Suppose your ideal client prefers a particular style, a particular shape, or they want to know that you're available for them in the various seasons that we enjoy, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Do you have special offerings? Or they may say, what product line do you use? I get that a lot. I get a lot of first time customers who are inquiring, and they would ask, do I provide a particular service using a specific brand? So there are some things that would resonate with your customer. These are things that will cause you to be seen. You don't have to feel invisible anymore, right? So put yourself in the face of the people you want to serve. Suppose your customer who, and I'm going to use the analogy again about preparing a meal, and they want to know, okay, how long is this service going to take? On your scheduling platform, whether you have one or not, and you should right now, it's 2025, make sure that if you say the service is going to be an hour, keep it to an hour. If it's going to be 2 hours, keep it to 2 hours. Use these valuable tips and pointers and what I would call how you target your ideal client, because these are the things that they will be looking for. That way, you don't have to feel invisible anymore. You're going to show up in the spaces where your ideal client is. So that's something to think about. Put yourself where your ideal client is. Yes, you're in the ocean, but you're in the ocean of everybody else who's doing the same things that you are doing. You're not marketing to them, you're marketing to customers. So remember, hashtags, Chamber of Commerce, hashtags, where successful people hang out, hashtags, I serve professionals, right? So now that you know how to get out of obscurity and be in the faces of people so that you can begin to grow your clientele. Oh, before I forget, let's say you're a new nail tech and you don't know yet who you want to serve. I'll tell you this much. Serve as many people as you can, because everybody you serve is a practice and you will need lots of practice. What happens later on down in your career, you will find your niche. You will begin to discover who it is that you really want to serve. Maybe you want to serve younger people, maybe you want to serve doctors, or maybe you just want to serve lawyers. But when you first get started, just serve as many people as you can. Get your feet wet. Learn what it is to serve people in this industry as a nail technician. Build your stamina. Build your ability to communicate with people. I am the nail coach, and I am just here to help you navigate the journey of being a nail technician from where you are to where you truly want to be. So I hope today's video was helpful to you so that you no longer feel invisible. Be out there where your ideal client is. Hashtag to places where your ideal client might hang out. Make sure that whatever services that you're providing enough information so when they're scrolling at night, they can go ahead and book without having to call you, because they know how long it's going to take, they know what to expect. And finally, if you're a new nail tech, serve as many people as you can, because you're going to need all the practice And then later on, you could start to niche down and find exactly who your ideal client is. So again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for yes, being here and subscribing to my channel. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm the nail coach and I'm here to help you navigate this journey to success as a nail technician. Thank you.